I decided to make this video for you Thinkpad people, seeing as I'm making videos for everybody else. That's what you like, Thinkpads. I've had a few changes to my collection, and these are all 15-inch models. And the other thing I've done is I've put out a new release of my Jade operating system based on Linux. So this is Jade 5 Studio. You'll see there's 3 rooms in it. There's the front room, and then there's the middle room, and then there's the back room. Okay, now you can see that the format of the screen on these T530s, although it's not a bad computer, it's not that good. The quality is not as good as the older stuff. You can see the actual format of the screen is pretty bad, really, if you compare it to any of the other ones. For example, we'll just leave this here. Let's have a look at this one. What's this one? Okay, this is a T500, and it takes a little bit of time for just cancel this out of here. A little bit of time for it to warm up, but you can see the screen. It's a better screen, really, but this is a low resolution. This is one of the low resolution screens. If you buy the 15-inch, you really want the high resolution screen. Okay, here's the 3 rooms in here. You can see it's just about catching the whole picture, but not quite. And so this is a 500. Actually, no, this is fine. The T500. It's the same as the W500, but it doesn't have as nice a screen. This one next to it is a 400, which has got the 14-inch screen versus a 15-inch screen. And this is a 400. Okay, and this is a T9900 processor in this one.
What do I know about that? I hope you've cleaned up after yourselves like good little telephone men. Meet anybody interesting in your cell? Kid? Did I scare you? You? No. I got a cable lead out. You want to come?
You must be one of those hardened criminals that corrupts the younger offender.
I need you to bridge some burglar alarms, open doors, cut some telephone circuits. Now you can do that. You're a piece of set shop business for yourself. What's this?
Okay, so you can see this is a high resolution screen, and you get a lot more information on the screen. You can see here's this is the images on this particular, the 3 rooms on this one, and again, so and you can see the icon sizes are much better. It's a lot better. So if you're buying a ThinkPad, one of the important things to actually look at. Look, I'm gonna put the camera on the desk here and talk to you if I can. Find a good place to put it. That might do. A bit wider. Try that. Hope you can see my head is not being chopped off. Hope not. I'll get down a bit. Yeah, so it's a new year and I wanted to make a video for your Thinkpad people and just tell you what I've been doing with my Thinkpads. Now, I went to Germany for Christmas and New Year, and I have a lady over there who I visit, my fiance actually, and so I thought, well, to carry this heavy, like my W500 is really heavy to carry on the road, but I wanted to take with me because I wanted to do like photographic work and photographic exhibition there, and take a lot of pictures. And so I took my W500, and whilst I was in Germany, I sort of thought, well, maybe I can find another W500 so that I don't have to take it back. Yeah, so that next time I come, I've already got a W500 and I can just take the hard disk drive with me, if you know what I mean. Or I can put the hard disk drive in a more portable Thinkpad and then swap it over when I get to Germany. So I took two computers. I took the W500 and the X201, which are my two favourite computers really. And I was hoping to get another X201 too, but I didn't get an X201. So when I got back home, I didn't have my X201. So what I've done instead is I've used the my bedside computer. I've actually used this very nice T400. When I bought this, I was very lucky when I bought this because it's got that very high resolution screen, and it's got a the 9900 processor, T9900, and it's got lots of RAM, and it's a great computer. It's really fast. It's a nice computer, and it's not as heavy as big as a 15-inch, so you can actually use it on your lap for a while. It's not as convenient as the X201, but I thought, well, I'll use it. And this is the one I normally have in the bedroom anyway. It's my music making one, so I thought, well, they'll kill two birds with one stone. And I put my new operating system onto it, and the nice thing about the new operating system on Linux is it's not based on Linux Mint anymore. It's based on MX Linux. And MX Linux has a really nice remastering system whereby you can just easily you can set up your computer and then you can easily make a USB stick based on it, and you can install that USB stick onto all the computers in the house. So now I've got like 6 or 7 computers all got the same system on, and if I wanted to go on my email, it's all of them, you know, just install it, and all the settings, all the setup, everything just the same on every one of them. And it's very easy to reinstall too. And so you can take, if you upgrade your computer, make some changes to it, to the software on it, you can make another stick and then just quickly reinstall it on all the computers, and you're all up to date again. So it's a very nice system. And so this is my new Linux Jade 5 Studio is based on that MX Linux now. Okay. And so my X201 is in Germany and my W500. Now I did buy, as I said to you, I did buy another W500. I managed to pick up a W500 in Germany because they're not so familiar with what they are over there, you know, with the Germans. And they can't study Thinkpad as well as we can because a lot of their sites are in German, and we've got access to all the world's sites in English. And so I don't think the good stuff about the W500 is quite sunk in over there yet. So I managed to pick up a really nice one in better condition than my existing one. I had to pay €100 for it, €100. I think my last one I managed to pick up for 55, but that's just like ridiculous, you know. You won't find one, and €100 is about as cheap as I would expect to buy a W500 for. So I picked one up and I left it in Germany, and I duplicated my entire hard drive. And so if I lost my computer whilst I was traveling, and I did lose my camera, which you'll see if you look at my photography video, if I'd lost my computer, I would have had a whole other copy of it in Germany. And so it makes it safer, if you like, for travelling, and to have a complete backup of your ThinkPad. And because of the price of these ThinkPads, it's easy to back the whole thing up, you know, to have a a backup computer, entire computer with a hard drive, everything the same. And it's not very difficult to duplicate a computer. You can use DD if you like to clone the whole computer. That's a Linux command to use DD. Or you can use my system actually has a backup system, so you can. There's a special thing that copies to backup copies, and you can do. I use my system to actually do the job, really. And so I just installed it and then restored it from an archive that I've made. So that works well. And the other thing I do with my systems is I always have all my data is not held on the operating system disk partitions. I keep a separate partition called data volume, which all it has on it is my stuff. And so I can take any one of these computers and put data volume on it, and then it's got everything on my computer. And the other thing that's useful too, if you're networking, you can actually connect data volume to data volume over a local area network, and then any of these computers can access and update your main disk if you like. That's a bit complicated, I suppose, but yeah, some of you Linux people know what I'm talking about. Okay, and so I have expanded my Linux collection to include all of the 15-inch models that I'm interested in now. You can see the dog is barking because a lot of people think these 15-inch models are dogs, and some of them are, because I'll show you, it's very, very hard to find it's very hard to find a T530 or anything from a 410, a 420 or 430 without some kind of case damage. You see the corners damaged. You want to watch out for these. Always the damaged corners, because the plastic's no good. You know, it's not as good as the older plastic, and it breaks. And so, although these are usable computers, I would happily use these 15-inch computers. I still choose to use the T400 and 500 series rather than any of the T510, 520, 530, 410, 420, 430. Although I have all these computers in the house, I could choose to use any one of them. I don't bother because I prefer the feel and the quality of the 400, 500 series and the 201, and those are the machines that I still prefer to use in this day and age. Still prefer to use. Okay, so I think that's a bit of an update on where we are with ThinkPads, and I've yet to find these are the latest acquisitions of 530s, and I cannot really bring myself to go more modern than this with the range. I got for my lady in Germany another computer because she doesn't like black computers. She always tends to have silver computers, and so, or white ones. And her last computer was a MacBook that I put on Linux, and she didn't use it very much, but it was a bit slow. And so I got for her, whilst I was over there, I managed to find a Fujitsu. I don't know the exact model, I can't remember the exact model, but they make some really, really nice computers, Fujitsu. However, it's the first time in a long time that I've used anything other than Lenovo ThinkPads on Linux. And although 99% of it was okay running on the Linux, her friend wanted one too. Hers seemed to, and then the second person, you know, once you start bringing in these computers with Linux and that, people want them, you know. So a couple of people said, "Can you get one for me? Can you get one for me?" So I got a couple of computers for some other people, and one of them wasn't. It seemed to have some issue with the power management or something. It's sometimes the recognize the USB mouse, wireless mouse, and sometimes it didn't seem to do this, and so I tried, it had a few settings in the BIOS, and I looked in the BIOS, and the BIOS is all complicated. It's all UEFI and all this stuff. And whilst my latest computer I managed to get going really nicely, and it's a quad-core 16 gigabyte model, working good, one or two of the others I found small issues, so I'm reluctant to recommend anything more modern than the T500, W500, T400 series. So there you go. I'm still using them, and perhaps when I go to Germany I might do a little bit. If I want to do some video editing, I'll probably do it on Elizabeth's quad core for rendering and stuff. But for all other purposes, these computers are fine. So just one final thought, and that is on the screen resolutions. You really need, if you're buying these computers, you really want to check out the screen resolutions. I'll just go in here and have a look and see what we've got here. If you go display, configure screen settings and layout. This one is 1366 by 768, and it's not really good enough. Now this one here, this is on the 15-inch. It's not really a good enough resolution for the size of the screen. Now if I go on this one, this is 1440 by 900. 1440 by 900. Now it's also a smaller display, but it's not small because it's a bit narrower, and it's almost the same height. And so, you know, you're not getting any benefits from this unless you're watching a video, and then it doesn't matter what the resolution is. You know, the resolution is important when you actually got many windows open and you're working between the windows. So that's 1440 by 900, and that one's quite nice. But my W500 is 19 something by 1080, and that is really the best size that you want to get, if you can get that. I've only managed to pick up one computer with that, but as I say, this one here, the 1440 by 900, is pretty good on the 14-inch. So you just need something that's a bit better than 768, I feel. You need something like 1080, or in this case 900. Yeah, it's really the second figure, you know, which gives you the HD. 1080 is 1080p HD, 720 is 720 HD, and then 900 is somewhere in between. Okay, so watch out for your screen resolution when you're purchasing your big Linux 15-inch ThinkPad. Okay, thanks for watching.